Hello YouTube, it's time to play another Doom Snapmap. Today I'm going to be playing Facility 86 by Joe Zombies 115. Map description reads, extremely difficult survival map where you must escape the devastating Facility 86. Features a boss fight and an Easter egg. Alright, so let's go ahead and check out that author profile real quick. Got some dark green armor there. This person has also made Doom Zombies, Overrun, and Mob of the Dead. 11 maps. Quite a library there. Let's go ahead and get this started real quick. Now it's got 90 plays and 14 ups and 7 downs, so it's kind of got some mixed reviews there. But, you know, I think that's mostly just because it's probably just really challenging. So, you know, a lot of people get weak-kneed when it comes to challenging maps. Not me, though. I'm willing to give it a shot. So this is going to be a first-time playthrough for me. So this is not going to be a guide on how to beat the map. This is just me playing it and experiencing it for the very first time, giving my commentary. At the end of my playthrough, I'm going to go ahead and do a review where I share my final thoughts of the map, talk about what I liked, what I didn't. If you want to just skip to the very end to see the review, go ahead and click on that timestamp that should be in the description below. And otherwise, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, here we go now, Facility 86. I'm ready. Leave safe area to start.
25-minute warning.
So I got a pistol here. What? Oh. What? There's a green square on the wall. Huh. Looks like I'm in the computer room here. Whoop. Another imp. Do I have any more supplies I can pick up? Not quite yet. Whoop. And they just keep on coming, huh? Oh, easy difficulty. That's not for me. Easter egg tutorial available at... That's okay. You know, if I don't see the Easter egg, I guess I just wasn't meant to see it. Whoa. Oh, that's interesting. Using the stairs as a little guardrail. Oh, it's not stopping the imps, apparently. Alright, I gotta be a little more careful here. Oh, dang it, I don't have double jump. Wonder if I get anything better than a pistol. I'm sure I do, but I just gotta survive these imps first, I'm thinking. It's like he's starting me off against the easy demons at first. We'll probably scale up to something a bit harder later on. Double points. Power up. Uh-oh. Oh no. Well, that was my first run. Okay, this is my second attempt at this map. I wasn't kidding when he said it's difficult. I don't want to give up after just one try. I'm gonna try to get at least a decent amount of way through this map before I whoop. Full ammo. Okay, that's locked. Oh, okay. Save up money so I can open the door. Oh, and I can buy more ammo. And what's... Oh, I can buy a better weapon. I'll get... Oh. used to it now, I guess. Oh, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. That's my biggest problem with so far, is just getting stuck against, like, there's all kinds of stuff to get hung up on in this map. Fortunately, these guys give me loot drops, so as long as I can glory kill, that'll help me up quite a bit. I know, cat. I know, tell me about it. Oop. Oh, I got a berserk. Or no, wait. Quad damage. Hey, you took my glory kill. There we go. Okay, I got 2 grand. I think that's enough to get that door open. There we go. Oh boy. Nope, that door's still closed. Now, I thought that was gonna open the door. What is this? What does this do for me? I didn't have the money to actually activate that. I wonder if these health packs just keep respawning, or if they're fit. Oh, there's a limited number. Oh boy. Part of the problem I'm having is that it's just such close quarters in here. It's just sort of hard to dodge these guys. If I had a little more space to maneuver, probably wouldn't be such a... Oh. Oh, I can throw health packs. No, I'm in trouble. Oh boy. I am in some serious trouble here. Now I thought there was a place where I could buy more ammo. Where is that? Here? No? Ugh. Oh no. Don't get boxed in. Oh, no. I got more ammo. Alright. I can keep throwing health packs, apparently. I gotta keep that in mind. Nuke. How do I use a nuke? Oh, I think it just automatically takes everybody out. Ugh, that was bad. What the heck? What the heck? Was that the Easter egg? These guys are just jumping around. What the hell's going on here? That's pretty interesting. Oh. I didn't replenish my ammo. I gotta remember where the thing is to refill my ammo. 'Cause I'm actually quite a desperate need for something like that at the moment. Well, I think these health packs do respawn. Oh, health shot. Hell yeah. And that's for the door. Door opened, finally. Ugh. Oh no. No. Whew. You know, I gotta get out of here. I don't want to get boxed in. Ugh, this is brutal. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well. Ugh. Alright, so a third time's the charm. Let's see if I can apply what I've learned here. Oh no, don't get boxed in. I gotta get out of here. Dang it! Well, that was my bad. I let myself get boxed in. Alright, let's try this again. Yeah, lightning gun. Awfully damn dark in here. No! No! Son of a bitch. Alright. I got the lightning gun now. See how well I last up against these guys. Oh, the ammo goes quick. Can't go this way. Oh, got a haste. Run! Run, you son of a gun! Damn it. Alright. Got a good feeling about this time. Alright, I'm gonna try to go ahead and actually get the, do the easy difficulty here. We'll see how that changes things for me. Go ahead and venture forth now. Okay, this room's got nothing in it. Oh wait. Vortex rifle. Door. See what that does for me. Did it open this door? Nope. Go get some more ammo. Well, I'm further than I've gotten before. What's this area? Like my health regenerates. That's cool. Ah, so damn dark in here. What is this? Oh, I'm in here now. No man's land. Huh. It's, kind of weird. Oh! I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing in here. Door opened on ground. Ah. Ah, here we go. Gotta get out of here. Okay. I'm doing good so far. Alright, this area is open now. And I got armor. Alright. Oh. There we go. Ah, it's so dang dark in here. Place is nuts. I wonder if I can, go out of one of the other doors finally. No, that's locked. That's locked. Another nuke. Shot. Nah. New area. bridge. Oh boy. I'm in trouble. Let's check out that new area. Oh, here we go. Is that all? Oh, green square. Gotta collect those up. Ah, this area is open up now. Oh my god, the slowdown is horrible. Actually, maybe I should just leave that guy alive. Yeah, nope. Dead end. Can't activate that. I don't know what that does. Oh, it's the code. Huh, I have no idea what the right code is. Place. Huh. Oh, I've only got a couple minutes left to get out of here. Oh boy. Ooh, chainsaw. Only got a minute. I don't have enough time to chainsaw anybody. 20 seconds. I'm not gonna make it. Time's counting down slowly. 10 seconds. Four, 3, 2, 1, 0. Well, I think that's as much of the game as I'm willing to play.
Okay, so that was Facility 86 by Joe Zombies 115. Unfortunately, I was not able to complete the map. I did give it several good attempts. However, it was just way too punishing for me to finish. And I feel a little bit bad about that because, you know, I don't like doing reviews for maps that I don't actually complete. And, you know, for obvious reasons. And also, if I sound different, it's because I'm getting a little bit of a sinus thing going on here because my state's sort of on fire at the moment with all these wildfires. And, you know, so you'll just have to forgive if I sound a little stuffed up or something. But I feel generally all right, so I'm going to go ahead and try to get through this review nonetheless. So I'm going to start off with the things I didn't like, and then I'll try to finish it up with some positive things. I don't know if I'm going to do a favorite, least favorite, but we'll see. Maybe I will. So first excuse me. First off, start with the things I didn't like about the map. For one, it was just, I thought the atmospheric setting was just way too dark. I don't think making the map so dark really enhanced the gameplay at all. If anything, it actually made it more frustrating because it made it very difficult for me to find things like signs, like those switches for, like, you know, getting more ammo or activating a door, and just generally sort of navigating around the map. Because when you're talking about a map where you're being chased, you know, constantly by all these imps, you know, you're so focused on just not dying, because you die once and you're done, right? So the whole time I'm focused on not dying, I'm also supposed to be looking for things to interact with in the map, like switches and, you know, where I'm supposed to be going, and just navigating the level generally. And it's all, I mean, if that wasn't enough, the fact that it is as damn dark as it is really made all of that way, way more. I hesitate to use the word challenging because it wasn't challenging for the right reasons. It was very punishing. And that's sort of the theme of this map is it's not so much challenging as it is just sort of tormenting the player in a lot of ways. But the darkness, I thought, didn't really serve the map too well. The only time I would even consider using an atmospheric setting that dark is if you're doing some kind of a horror map and you're trying to build tension, you know, to try to build up a spooky, scary atmosphere. But this map was more of an action-driven map. There was no building up tension or, you know, things going bump in the night kind of thing. So the darkness, I felt, was a little unnecessary. Another thing that I had an issue with in this map was I seemed to have quite a penchant for running into invisible walls, whether I'm going like up or down staircases or trying to navigate around some geo. I can't help but feel like the author put in invisible walls in certain places, probably to try to channel the imps into certain areas or keep them out of other areas. But I would notice that sometimes, like, I'd be trying to cut corners by jumping over some geo, and I would just get hung up on an invisible wall. I mean, and that's the last thing I need to deal with when I'm being chased by a dozen imps, and I'm running through the darkness of some area I've never been before. Now I'm getting hung up on invisible geo. That's something I didn't like very much at all. Another thing I didn't like, and this wasn't a huge problem, but it was something I noticed, was there's a lot of green particle effects that the map uses to sort of show where weapons are, and that aspect of it I like, because the map is so dark that it's nice having like an effect, like a energy effect over where some interactable thing is, so that it draws you towards it because it's important. Otherwise, I mean, I'd never be able to find these weapons. The problem is, it seems like the energy effect, that green ball of energy, is used on all sorts of other things that I can't interact with. Like, it's used to signal where like a weapon is or something important, but then it's also used as a decoration, or so it seems, And for me, that was just super confusing, because I'd run up to something like a locker or something, and I'd think like, oh, this must be significant. It's got the green energy effect on it, and then it's just nothing. And meanwhile, I'm being attacked by imps while I'm investigating all this. So it's kind of just a distracting thing, and I just never got used to it the entire time I was playing. I would always run up to those stupid things and check them out, because I didn't know if they were significant or not. Another issue I had was there would occasionally be a slowdown in the game, where things like the frame rate would drop and it would just get super choppy. And on one hand, that does come in kind of handy when I'm trying to navigate through an area, and I'm trying to scan the room for things I need to interact with or where I'm supposed to go. Like if I'm in some room I've never been before and I'm being chased, it actually is kind of good in a way, the fact that it slows down like that, because it gives me an extra second to just sort of scan around and figure out what I'm going to do next. But it slowdown's never really that good of a thing, and it did get pretty bad at some points. And I think I have a good idea as to what causes slowdown in Snapmap. If you have a bunch of solid props in your map, what happens is that if the demons try to run around them or run through them, and they can easily get stuck in them, and it confuses the AI, because it will try to redraw the flight paths, but it's not very good at it, I don't think. So what ends up happening is it just sort of bogs down the computer trying to figure out how the demons are supposed to navigate around all these objects you laid down. And because that's honestly, every time I've had this problem, it's always on maps that have solid objects, and then the demons get stuck on them. I have a map called Brother's Keeper, where you have this little base in the middle of a module, and every time that slowdown would happen, it would always be because of a demon that got inside that base and got stuck on some geo. Every time. So I'm 99% sure that what causes the slowdown in all these maps is those solid prop placements that you put down. Because this map has a lot of solid walls and things that you blow up and make appear. So I would just say, good thing to do would be to sort of maybe try to swap those out for the player blocking volumes, and try to use those instead if you're just trying to make a wall or a bridge or a barrier. Because I've noticed that the slowdown doesn't happen when you use the blocking volumes as opposed to the solid props. So that would be my suggestion for how to fix that. Another issue, which I think was probably the biggest issue for me and maybe most people that play this map, is that this is one of those levels where you just the only way you can beat it really is if you play it so many times that you just have a mental map of everything that's in the map and where it is and how you're going to get there. Like, this is a map that demands that you replay it just a million times before nobody is going to go into this map blind, play it for the first time on the standard difficulty and beat it, and not even on the easy difficulty either. So just the fact that you die one time and then the map ends, you got to reload the map just to try it again, and you got to go through all the loading screens. What I think would be great, and I really believe that the author has the know-how to do this, because I took a quick look at the map in the editor mode, and there was actually some pretty advanced stuff going on with logic, and I saw booleans, and it looked like he was doing something with like a code. There was like this computer station that had a 6-digit code, and I think that opened a door or did something like that. So if the author can do that, there's no reason why he shouldn't be able to put in some sort of a soft reboot system where if you die, you start out in the beginning module with everything reset as if you're playing it for the first time. Reset your score, take away your weapons, take away all your modifiers. Just start everything back from as if you were playing it for the first time, but it's just a soft reboot, puts all the walls back up, puts everything back where it's been, because then at least if the player dies, they still get punished because they're sent back to the beginning of the map, but they don't have to actually back out and go back in through the loading screens. And this map would definitely benefit from something like that, and I really think that it can be done. Another thing I didn't like about the map was, as far as the combat, it was way too easy to get stuck on stuff and trapped, because the modules that you're running through, I mean, for one, it's dark as hell. 2, there's a lot of props everywhere, and it's easy to get stuck on those props, and there's just not that much room to maneuver. So you end up, it's very easy to back up into a crate or get stuck in a corner somewhere. And when those imps swarm around you, man, it's really tough to get out of there, because there are so many coming at you at once that once they get you cornered, unless you got that lightning gun on you, and I'll get to that later, but man, they swarm you bad, and they gang up on you, and once they got you in the corner, you're basically done, unless you got something up your sleeve. So just for a map that requires you to go out and explore, the fact that you can get swarmed and killed so easily, it is just so ridiculously punishing to have that mechanic. And speaking of mechanics, another thing I think this map could benefit from is to enable multiplayer. And I'm kind of surprised that it isn't enabled. I think maybe the reason for that is because there's some sequences where you go through a teleporter, and maybe the author thought that would be sort of difficult to work around in multiplayer. But this is like the perfect map for multiplayer, because that would actually make it less frustrating too, because you could divide up the enemies amongst multiple people, and how fun would it be to be fighting back to back with your buddy on a map like this? And a lot of people, I have a map called Aliens, which is actually very similar to this map in some ways. You're going through these corridors and you're getting swarmed by aliens, and it's a lot of fun when you're being swarmed by demons to have a buddy that's got your back, and it definitely adds a lot to the gameplay, and I think it'd be very popular in this map as well. So I would definitely try to work in multiplayer if at all possible, because I think it would do nothing but good things for this map. And lastly, as far as things I don't like, and this is just as if the map wasn't difficult enough to deal with, you have a time limit for you to escape this facility before it explodes and the game ends, because I guess there's a gas leak or something to that effect. I felt like the escape time element was just really unnecessary because it didn't add anything. You know, it was already difficult because this isn't really a map where you have to worry about somebody just camping in one spot for too long and doing nothing. You know, because the part of this map is like there's really no safe spot to hide. I mean, I did find a couple spots that were safe, but only because of weird glitchy reasons. Like there was some weird stuff going on with the geo where the demons couldn't navigate the around the props very well, so it created a de facto safe spot for me. But I don't know if that was really intentional or if that was just some just issue with the coding. But there's really no official, let's say, safe spot to hide in. So camping really isn't an issue, and exploration is absolutely a necessity to be able to beat this map. So why you would feel it would be important to have a time limit, I don't feel like that really benefits the game, the map in any kind of way. So I would say just not have the escape time at all. It just seems really sort of unnecessary. Even though, moving on to things I did like about the map, the explosion that makes at the end of the map when you run out of time does look pretty damn cool. I like how there's just this column of green and white light and some explosions, and you have those that explosion sound effect. It looks pretty awesome. I did like that effect at the end. It almost made it worth it, you know, to run out of time. But another thing I liked about the map was it seemed to have a pretty cool economy system where you get points for killing the imps. You get like money, I guess, that you can then go ahead and spend on buying weapons or opening doors or refilling your ammo. And you know, and it also depended on if it was just you killed the imp regularly, or if you glory killed him, then you would get even more money. So I can always appreciate a good economy system, and it definitely, the economy system is definitely a key part of what makes this map, you know, is really at the heart of what this map is trying to do. Which leads me to my next thing that I like, which was that even though I think this map has a lot of problems, and even though yeah, I think it really does need to be worked on a little bit, there is a really good concept behind what this map is, that I think if the author really sort of focused on what it is about this map that they're trying to achieve and what it is that makes this map good, it's a beautiful concept. And let me explain that a little bit. So the concept as I see it behind this map is that you start off in an area, you have like a safe area. Like this is how I played it because I found like this little hidey hole. But you start off the map, you have a safe area, and then it becomes about you need to explore outside of your safe area while you're getting attacked, and you have to defend yourself, and you go out so far, you know, into the wilderness, kind of like a you know, like an RPG or something. And then it becomes the fun of the map becomes how far away from your safe zone can you explore before you have to turn around and head back. Because the whole time you're out exploring, you know, you're running out of ammo, you're running out of health, and because you're exploring, you don't know where you're going. It's easy to run into a corner. It's easy to get trapped. It's easy to get swarmed and killed. You're taking incredible risks when you wander out to go look for new switches, new weapons, new things to interact with. So to me, that's really the core at the heart of this map that is what needs to be focused on. That's the experience. It's wandering outside of your comfort zone, getting as far as you can, balancing that risk and reward. You know, what can I get? What weapons? What power ups? What what doors can I unlock? New areas. How much can I get by wandering off without running too much of a risk of getting killed and swarmed? And that is the concept driving this map. And I think if the author really focused on that and sort of crafted the map around that central experience, I think that is the money right there. So, but in speaking of power-ups, I did like that there were like these arbitrary power-ups you would get from time to time. Like you'd get a nuke that would just wipe everything out. You got health increase, armor increases, random haste, squad damage, berserk. That was all great. The only thing I would say is maybe have some of those things be things that you buy. Like, I think it would maybe make more sense if there was like a switch where you could just buy a health increase or buy an armor increase, as opposed to it just randomly happening. I think that would just, it would just be yet another reason to go out and explore certain areas, because it would just be another goodie that you could find and buy. But yeah, I definitely like how those power-ups were there. Also, and this is this next thing is like the key to this map also, is the lightning gun. That lightning gun is super effective against a room full of imps. When you get cornered and you got them all swarmed around you and you think you're done for, as long as you got that lightning gun, you can just point it at the floor and shoot off that secondary blast that just zaps everything that's nearby. And you can stun a whole batch of imps, and then you can like jump up and glory kill your way out of there, or maybe you can just jump over all their heads and just run out while they're stunned. Like, that lightning gun is the only reason I got as far as I did. So I would say maybe even consider just starting the player out with a lightning gun, since it is basically, I mean, as far as I was concerned, that is like the only gun you need for this map. And everything else is just secondary if you happen to run out of ammo, because honestly, what else is going to be as effective as the lightning gun? Maybe a minigun, but even so, like, the lightning gun is the shit in this map. Another thing I liked was that you started out with a health pickup grenade, which was very useful, because if you're running low on health, you can always just throw the health pickup and then you get another boost to health. And that adds to the gameplay as well, because you've got to manage that mechanic. Maybe you don't want to just throw it for nothing. Maybe you want to save it for a time when you really need it. Or maybe you figure, well, hey, I'm not in much combat at the moment, so maybe since it's charged up, I should just use it now so that it'll be charged up again by the time I need it. So it is another mechanic, it is another element of the map that I think does add a lot of fun to the gameplay, just having that health grenade, as opposed to a regular grenade, which in some ways, would be helpful. Actually, what also might be helpful is having a shield wall grenade. Because of the way that this map is sort of shaped as far as the geo and the modules, the fact that you're being chased constantly by imps, I think it would be potentially very helpful to have a shield grenade as well. So you could just throw down a wall in like some corridor, and all the imps that are chasing you, they're just stuck in the other module, and you can just keep on running. So maybe have that as something you can buy, or maybe it's just a thing where you have two grenades, but you just sort of have a toggle switch that lets you switch back and forth between the two, depending on which one you need when. Just something to consider, just a little food for thought. But yeah, the fact that the health pickup grenade, that was definitely good. Another thing I thought, it wasn't necessarily a thing that was good about the map, but it's something that made me laugh and I enjoyed. The bouncing imps. So there's this spot at the beginning of the map where there's there's all these custom geo props in this computer server station room, and the imps were having a real tough time navigating these stairs. So what would happen is they would run towards the stairs, and the animation would get all buggy, and they would just jump straight up into the ceiling, and it was just really comical to watch all these imps just bouncing up and down, bouncing around like they're in a bouncy house on the moon or something. Just hilarious. It looked buggy as hell, but it brought a smile to my face, so I liked it for that reason. Another thing I liked was the author did have the good sense to at least put in an easy mode option at the very beginning. And I'm glad that that was there, because if it wasn't, I wouldn't have been able to get even as far as I ended up getting. However, it is still insanely difficult even with an easy mode. So my suggestion would be maybe have easy mode just be the default mode. And then if you're so inclined, maybe have the switch that says, hard mode, and then have that be, just switch them out basically. Have the player start out in easy mode, and then if for some reason they don't think it's hard enough, they can elect to punish themselves even more. But another thing I liked was that when you unlock a new area, there's a HUD icon that shows up that says like new area unlocked, and it shows you like on the map where the new area is that you're supposed to go to. And that was incredibly useful, because this map, it's so easy to get turned around and not know where to go or what area has been opened. So I appreciate that. It's just a little thing, but I appreciate it nonetheless. So that's about it for things I liked and things I didn't. I'm not going to get into favorite, least favorite, just because I would feel bad doing that in this map, because I didn't get to experience all of this, what this map had to offer. I don't know how far I even got. I feel like maybe I got halfway through the map. It seemed like there was something like maybe there was like a Baron boss at the end or something to that effect. I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, just to keep in mind, this isn't exactly a review. It's just me sharing my thoughts. At the heart of this map, I think, is a brilliant concept. It is a diamond in the rough that is just there's something, the concept of just having this safe area, and you have to go out and say if you made all the changes, right? All the things that I recommended, it's well-lit rooms, and maybe you're playing multiplayer, and then it's like you and your buddies have to wander out from the safe area, go explore all these rooms, fighting off imps the whole time, and then it's like, your health is getting low, ammo's getting low. It's like, all right, we got as far as we can go. We need to head back, and then you head back, and then maybe the room that you start off in is like some kind of a safe area where the imps can't get you, or maybe there's just a lot of health around, so it's just easy to defend or whatever the case. But you have like a safe zone, and then you go back, you stock up, you resupply, and then you head back out again, like it's your home base in this in the middle of all this chaos, and then it's just a game of balancing, just risk versus reward. And I think that is a beautiful concept, going out exploring, taking that risk, buying all these weapons and power-ups, and it is a really fun idea that is just somewhat slightly very much ruined by some of the problems in the execution. And that can be evidenced in the upvote to downvote ratio, which is the first thing I noticed when I opened up the map. Is a lot of people downvoted this map, and whenever you see a downvote ratio that's like much lower than 80%, which is about the norm for just a regular map. When you see a downvote ratio that's like, only 2/3 of people upvoted it and a third downvoted it, that's usually a strong indication that something's pretty bad, something's pretty wrong, and that tells me that a lot of people didn't enjoy this map very much, probably for the reasons I laid out. And yeah, I mean, but I think the fixes that could be done would just be wouldn't be that difficult to implement, and it could really make this map shine and make it a lot of fun. So that's about all. I enjoyed aspects of this map. I enjoyed it at times. Other times I was just very frustrated, and I felt like it was too unfair. I think I know what the author was going for. It was like, yeah, this is like the most challenging map in Snapmap, and it's so difficult and so hard. It's laughably difficult. But as much as I like challenges, this map is challenging for all the wrong reasons. And it's not going to be successful, I think, in its current form. But I think there's a lot of good changes that could be done to make it good. So that's about all I have to say about this map. So what do you think? Do you think I was fair in my assessment? Have you played the map? Have you beaten the map? What are your thoughts on the map? Feel free to leave those in the comments. Also, in the comments, if you have a map you'd like to recommend for me to play, go ahead and leave that with the map ID, and I will get to it when I find the time to. Still out there enjoying the weather, going camping with my lovely girlfriend, of course, and that keeps me pretty busy, but I definitely keep a list of all the recommendations, and I get to them all. So go ahead and leave them. Thanks for listening, and until next time, peace out.